I'm great, thanks. Not too bad. I'll waste no time then, and I'll get into the most significant thing to point out, which I think is just discussing in general how this fight came about. I mean, originally you were scheduled for a rematch against Patricky. Now you're fighting in a rubber match against Brandon Girtz. Can you just talk to me a little bit more about how this came about and if the late opponent change has affected your preparation at all?
This fight came about because my management team contacted me and let me know that the promotion decided to go, do something different for Patricky, and they offered me Girtz, and me being the fighter that I am, I don't back down from anything. And of course, the rubber match, we worked out some negotiations for it, and came to, got this fight scheduled with Girtz. So really, as far as training goes, though, I haven't had to change that much for my training camp. All I've had to change up is preparing for a softball, and just hitting it hard 100% every day, training twice a day, and just focusing on different aspects of my game. That way I can go in there and completely dominate Girtz.
Yeah, the reason I asked that is because it's interesting that you're fighting Girtz for the third time in your career. I mean, it's not something that a fighter usually encounters, and given that since you fought last time, unfortunately you had a knockout loss to him, but you've won 3 straight since then, so I'd just like to see, is there any increased motivation to prove that that loss was a minor blip in your career?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one that I want to get back, and I want to close the book on this trilogy and be done with it. And keep my momentum going on this 3-fight win streak and increase it to a 4-fight win streak.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, it every day that I train, when I'm running, when I'm strength training, when I'm in the cage training or rolling, I always just envision Girtz, and I envision breaking him and imposing my will to destroy his will.
Yeah, that's good to hear. It's speaking about your training, so you train out of Muller MMA in your home state of Texas, and in all honesty, I'm sure you'd say the same. It's not the most notable of camps, but I'd like to see if you think that, does it not receive the attention that it maybe deserves, and how long have you been training out of that gym for?
Well, actually, I mean, that sure, it hasn't been updated in a while. I trained at Muller and various other gyms out in the Dallas area. But where I train primarily now is in the West Texas area, in Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, okay.
And I cross-train with, I train over here. I train with an old coach of mine that I started out with back in 2007. His name's Derek Campos.
Oh, right, okay.
That big head under me. So I'm out here with these guys. I'm training hard. I got guys that come in from Odessa, Texas. I got a friend named Louis Luna, who I fought before actually, who's been training with me on this one. I got a couple other teammates that have been helping me get ready out here in West Texas. But yeah, I haven't trained at Mullers in a long time. But yeah, just hitting it every day out here with these guys. Just grinding it out and just, it's never an easy training day, that's for sure.
Yeah, I see. What's interesting, I'd like to hear if this is the case. Obviously, it's the third time you fought him now. Is there any sparring partners which you used to prefer to train for Girtz in the past that you're using for this camp too?
No, not in particular. But I do have all my training partners are very well rounded, and they are very good at switching from orthodox to southpaw, and they've done me the favor of doing that. They switching to southpaw and giving me that look and taking those shots and working the wrestling from the southpaw angle.
All right.
I mean, everything that needed to be switched up for training when I booked this Girtz fight, it's been done, and there should be no surprises when I go in there and fight Girtz.
I see. So, away from Girtz for a moment now, did you manage to watch Bellator's first pay-per-view in New York City the other week? And if so, what were your thoughts on the card as a whole?
Yeah, I did tune in and watch it. It was an exciting card. I felt bad for Aaron Pico. There was a lot of hype behind him, but at the same time, it wasn't just. He's a kid who's got. He's a phenomenal wrestler. He's got his striking on the network. It looked phenomenal leading up to the fight. It just was one of those situations where I think he just got caught, got thrown into a real bad situation real quick, and he just couldn't recover. But I absolutely believe Pico will come back. And the rest of the fights, Douglas Lima, he took care of business against Larkin, and I think he's going to be the champion for a long, long time. We'll see what he can do against Rory McDonald, that's for sure. That'll be a great one to watch. And of course, the craziness that happened between Chandler and Primus, that was just kind of not what everybody wanted to happen, obviously, but it did, and it's unfortunate, but I'm sure we'll see those two run it back real soon, as soon as Chandler is cleared to fight, if need be. But it just, the way that one played out, I think that they should have. It would have been great to see them let them finish the round.
Yeah.
I think that, and then I think that with the New York State Boxing Commission being so new to MMA, the doctors that worked it being new to MMA, apparently, they could have let it go on, but they just didn't, and that sucks for everyone. But who knows? It can either be a good call or a bad call, because Chandler, if he could have gone back out there and hurt himself permanently, who knows? But I know we'll see them.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously Freeman. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, and then I was saying the main event, that was a grinder. Chael Sonnen.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
of course. He needed to do. So overall, it was a really exciting card.
Yeah, there were some great fights on it, to be honest. Obviously Freeman with that big upset win, but especially the Chandler and Primus one, like you said, no one wanted it to go that way. But I was wondering, if they had a rematch, do you think Chandler would edge it, or was that just a complete shock upset? What do you think would happen if they fought again?
I think when they fight again, it'll be a good fight. I think it'll be, I think there's going to be a lot of build up to it, and people saying, well, what's going to happen this time if Primus comes out with those kicks again? It'll be interesting to see. I'm definitely looking forward to it, because that'll let me know, how much, I envision winning this fight, and then having many more fights I need to, but I would like to know, to figure out and envision what the time frame is for me to become a champion.
Okay, I see.
That's my goal.
So, obviously, whilst we're on the topic of this lightweight belt, of course, you're very focused on avenging this loss against Girtz. But if you come on top, it'll be 4 wins in a row now. And in a promotion like Bellator, that's pretty reasonable. So do you think that's enough for the promotion to grant you a title shot if you get through Girtz?
I'll never say no to a title shot if they give it to me. But I would honestly, if they don't give it to me, I just want to keep fighting the best guys in the division. So yeah, that would be the winner of the Pitbull Henderson fight, or the likes of Piccolotti or Steve Kozala. No matter who it is, and I will just continue to fight the top lightweights until I earn my shot at gold, without any doubt whatsoever.
Yeah, in all honesty, I think if the fight between Primus and Chandler would have gone a bit differently, you may have had more of a case, especially if Chandler would have came out on top given your history with him. But it's just the way that things work out, I guess, and it's good to hear that you're not preparing for anyone specifically. So the next thing I'd like to ask is, the fight's taken place in Thackerville, Oklahoma, which is somewhere that you've had a lot of success in the past, winning quite a fair few amount of fights there. Obviously, the last loss against Girtz was there too, so when will you be making the short trip across, and are you looking forward to revisiting the state?
I always enjoy going to the WinStar. It's a great place to be as far as, being able to just get comfortable, get to, my training sessions in, get the weight cut, and then take care, go downstairs, go down the elevator, go across the venue, and then get ready to fight. It's familiar territory. That's my backyard, and I'm looking forward to facing Girtz there and setting right what we should have been right the first time.
Okay, so obviously you've had a long 5 years in the promotion. I believe you've co-main evented a card once, but obviously this is the first time you're headlining a card. So what does that feel like?
It's exciting. I know the promotion expects me to go out there and put on a show and take care of it. To bring an exciting fight, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going out there looking to win, and I'm also going out there looking to win in big fashion. I'm looking for a highlight knockout, a highlight, submission. However I can win. This is going to be a fight that is main event worthy. So I'm just going to go out there and impose my will and do what I do as a fighter.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So obviously, because you're in the main event, I'm sure you've had a lot more media obligations to fill. So has this been something that's kind of not taken you by surprise, but it's different than usual? You've had to prepare for this more?
Yeah, no, it's not too out of the norm. We've done quite a bit of more interviews, but nothing that I'm opposed to. I love talking about the fight. I love talking about strategy and talking about the promotion. I want to be, if I'm going to get to the top, then I have to be I have to put myself, be ready for the spotlight, so to speak, and the responsibility that comes with it. So, it's exciting to get this chance to be main event and to really put myself out there and show the world what I can do.
Yeah, that's good, especially after 5 years. It's nice to see you headline a card. So, finally, my last question. We know that both you and Brandon have some of the most exciting styles to watch, let alone in your division, but the whole promotion. So, you spoke about the highlight knockout or submission. So, I'd like to see how you envision yourself getting the victory this at Bellator 181.
I envision myself either knocking him out, getting the submission, or getting the TKO on the ground. I'm just going to throw everything I've got at him, and I won't stop until I break his will.
Derek, I'm sure it will be a great one to watch, and I'd just like to say thank you very much for your time, and I wish you all the best in this upcoming fight.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Thanks, mate. Have a good day.
Have a good.
Bye.